Hello from San Siro, where Milan still struggling down in 16th place here already into November. And that 8-point deduction at the start of the season is really starting to weigh heavily on their title aspirations. Last chance saloon perhaps here against Roma, who themselves are hoping to close the gap on leaders Inter and Palermo with what would be a wonderful result here against a very, very big team, of course, in recent Italian football history. Milan versus Roma up here. Messina, the referee, about to get us underway. No Pippo Inzaghi today, he's on the bench. F.Totti will be present for Roma. Milan having those suspensions and injuries with Gennaro Gattuso and Giuseppe Favalli both out for 2 months. Both of these sides coming into the match on the back of Coppa Italia action in the midweek. And it will be the home side, Milan, who get us underway from right to left. Totti looking for Mancini down. To refine the man they call the Roman Emperor. Spread nicely, though, by Roma. Here's Panucci. That's not clear. Chance for Mancini to put it in again. Luckily for Milan, it's safely into the hands of their Brazilian goalkeeper, Dida. Roma able to get through, get forward with real ease there. It's to be a worry for Carlo Ancelotti, the coach, under a huge amount of pressure recently. Of course, even with those 8 extra added points, it would have been a relatively poor start to the season. De Rossi. Taddei out wide. And Panucci, who's always ever eager to join in with the attacks. This ball forward, not properly cleared here. Taddei. Totti, it's 1-0. Roma allowed to break free a couple of times in the early minutes, and Totti's made Milan pay. Just 7 on the clock, Dida's already beaten, and Carlo Ancelotti's woes pile up. Whereas Panucci again with all of that space on the right-hand side. Nesta couldn't clear properly. When Taddei handed Totti the ball. The Roma captain did the rest. No chance really for the Brazilian goalkeeper. It's Milan 0, Roma 1 here at San Siro. I'm afraid it's a familiar story for the Rossoneri as far as this season's concerned. There's almost convinced attitude that they've had problems with referees as they have their own chance made by Oliveira. Donny was out quickly, though. They're the 2 Brazilian goalkeepers so far. Donny making himself big there. Mexes also made a problem of himself. This is what happened at the other end. Taddei to Totti. And delight for Spalletti. First half, ever since the goal, settled into a bit of a rhythm. Mostly Milan pushing forward. Great chance for Gilardino. There's 2 opportunities as well that struck the ball from distance. And they could have a chance here right before half-time. It's Kaká. Kaká bursting forward, up against Tony. And the Roma keeper makes a very important save. Gilardino asking for the ball in the centre. Kaká going for goal. This time Mexes was beaten. Milan are talking about recovery and aiming to try and qualify for the Champions League. Surely with so many points behind now, the title is almost an impossibility for Roma. It is a real chance themselves. Break off as here's Oliveira. Well, that was a great chance. Yet again, it falls to the feet of the Brazilian. Brocchi setting up Oliveira. Dancing past Kivu. Next to Netta doing himself and his team a little favour there by getting across in the end. Here's Pirlo. Play that towards Kaká, who's advancing. Nick says it was who got in the way. That'll be a free kick. Decent position as well for Milan, who do have some big bodies to throw into the mix. Of course, with a set play taker is able, as Pirlo, and everything is a possibility. Some organisation work. The Roma defence. Here's Pirlo. Sends the ball in again now. Kaká. Here's Brocchi. Brocchi! It's 1-1. Wonderful strike from the experienced midfielder. Oh, what a way to bounce back, and look how much it means to Ancelotti. Under so much pressure during the week. A loss in the derby against Atalanta just a week ago. And faced with one of their biggest tests of the season at San Siro. They're right back in the game. Over half an hour left to turn things around even further. But as Doni's finally beaten, it is Christian Brocchi who makes it Milan 1, Roma 1. Here comes the change then. Off goes Gilardino, hasn't threatened since that only chance of his in the first half. The man who scores goals in any which way possible. Filippo Inzaghi trying to replace him. Shot from distance, it's Dida. That saves the second goal. Aquilani just on as a substitute. Forcing a very, very good stop. Mancini, oh, it's poor control. Nicely, very nicely played by Totti. Well, the skies too that gave Aquilani plenty of space and time. Ancelotti will be thankful to his goalkeeper. Mancini. Overlapping runners come. Aquilani. It's left and the strike comes in, it's off the post. Francesco Totti. Well, how many wonderful efforts from distance we're going to have in this game. Could be more here with Aquilani. Can only find Maldini. Milan eventually will be able to get the ball away with Kaká now. Inzaghi offside. Well, wonderfully left by Dade. Totti to fire in. The result is again a woodwork strike. It hasn't been Seedorf. It's been Totti. It hasn't been Totti, it's been Oliveira. Wonderful strikes from distance, particularly at that end. Brocchi, the only man so far, has managed to get one of them in. Dida's going to watch this all the way. Good job for the Milan lock that he did. Just a little frustrated as there's no options either. Quick distribution. It's time for a rethink for Luciano Spalletti. This point would not be considered a bad result here, but certainly considering Milan's recent form, I felt that the win was there for the taking today. And it still might be. Milan on the attack though. Golovski getting forward. Bonucci's body in the way. Milan corner. That's poorly taken. Good save. Doni again down. Well, they're flying in from all angles at the minute. This time it's Kaká. Brocchi took it quickly. Kaká getting the better of Pizarro, but not of Doni. Decent strike by the Brazilian youngster. Aquilani. Totti. Oh dear. Totti feeding it through, and Daniele De Rossi. So clear the chance. What a defender in sight, Maldini trailing. De Rossi, a little embarrassed. Totti certainly knew how good the occasion was. Seedorf, Pippo Inzaghi, Seedorf again, Inzaghi. Oh, it's an almighty mix-up there. And once the cross comes in from Sibic, it's a big disappointment for the home fans. Well, the chances have certainly been there for both sides to go and win this. Inzaghi claiming that he was pulled down there. Maldini's header. De Rossi, they claim handball. And it's eventually seen by the referee's assistant. Marco Borriello is the man pulled up. Well, both sides certainly still in the game here. Is there a chance for one of them to go on and win it? Totti stopped in his tracks by Kaká. Now Seedorf. Aquilani, lovely play wide. Mancini now. Here's Totti, and there it is. Roma back in front. And just 7 minutes from time, Totti's there to head home. Well, Milan, after starting to look like a different proposition in the second half, collapse yet again. I'll tell you, Spalletti will be a lot happier than he's letting on. Dida certainly isn't. And it's that man, Francesco Totti, so often the leader of the Roman side, to do so again. Seedorf losing the ball, wonderful bit of play from both Aquilani and then Mancini. Incisive move that was finished in double quick time. Milan 1, Roma 2, and the home side have just over 5 minutes to save the day. Aquilani on as a substitute. The more pieces of aesthetic play that you will see this year. He had the easy job of finishing. Meantime, Roma all ready to shut up shop. Off will go Mancini. On will come Defender Cassetti in his place. It's been a very good evening for Alessandro Mancini. Spalletti hoping to tighten up the back line now. He knows that Milan will throw everything they've got forward in these final few minutes. Says at a header. Real fouling. Should be an optimum opportunity now for Roma to kill proceedings. In fact, it's offside, the decision given. And again, that's what people thinks of it. So once more on the road. For the 4th time out of 5 matches away this season, it looks as though Roma are poised to pick up the points. And there goes the whistle. The bid for the Serie A title gains momentum week by week. Fiorentina the victim 7 days ago. This time it's Milan. It's finished here thanks to 2 Francesco Totti goals. Milan 1, Roma 2.